Good morning and welcome to another edition of Outsider Genie, where we have racing today from Turffontein, the 16th of July. We're just a few days, 9 days away from the July, and we're looking forward to that meeting. Before I start with the daily preview, I just want to mention a few things. Now, for the benefit of the persons listening to for the first time to this preview, what I do outside of Genie is not a tipping service. I am a form analyzer. I look at form, I analyze form, and then by analyzing form, I try and give you selections that you can get value from. I give you uh, my outright selection every day, and then I also give you two outsiders that I think that can win or place. So people has asked me in the past, what is my strike rate? I can't give you a strike rate because when people get my selections, they use it in different plays. So it's not everybody that use my selections to punt on the nose. People use my selections to put into their PAs, their pick sixes, their jackpots, their swingers, exactas, or whatever. In order, should those outside the selections arrive, they can then collect the bigger dividend, stand in the payout queue, and laughing when they're collecting their dividend and thanking outsider Genie. So that is what I do. So I do this daily preview, which is for free, which I post on my channel every day. You can go to my channel, and if you click on the subscribe button below and ring the bell, then every day that every time I post my review, you will get a notification and you can watch it, and that is free. But I do offer a service where I give my daily analysis, where I give you a race by race selection. I give you outright winner and two possible outsider selections, value bets, which is normally 6-1 and higher, which you can play each way. I give you a best bet of the day. I don't give you 8 to 10 shots because that you can find yourself. I mean, really, it doesn't take a genie to find a favorite, but it does take a genie to find an outsider. So we also give you suggested trifectas and quartets. We've had some nice payouts on that. We give you affordable PA. Not a, for the PA and the pick six, you can use that as a guide and add on or play it at its ease. We've had some nice wins where for small firms, we found the bigger outsiders. Now, since the July is 9 days away, we are offering this special offer. If you subscribe now to my daily selections that I do through my form analysis, if you subscribe now, you'll pay 350 Rand till the end of the month. But 100 Rand of that will go into a kitty where we're going to spend half that of the kitty on a pick six, 25% on a PA, and 25% on a jackpot. So you will then have some fun and share in that, and then hopefully we'll win a few Rand. We've also, Pierre Strydom has agreed to give Outsider Genie a race by race preview of the day's races on Vodacom July Day. I normally don't phone trainers. I don't phone anybody for selections, but I do value Pierre Strydom. Pierre Strydom is a form analyzer of note. He's like me. He studies his form. He he knows what he talks about, and I do value his input, and I think there's a lot of punters who also value their input. So he has agreed to give us a race by race preview a few days before the race so that you can then work it into your selections. For the July, I'm going to do a general preview of the non-pick six races, which I will post, on the groups. That's for free. But for the subscribers, I'm going to do a race by race video. So there will be 6 videos from race 4 to race 9, where I will discuss in depth each race, and then I will give for that race, I will give my selections. I will also give trifectas, quartets, bipods, pick six, PAs, and jackpot selections. So you can contact me on 083 585 5133. I repeat, 083 585 5133. Just for interest, I just want to show you, if you do subscribe, you're going to get a daily sheet. Oh yes, I forgot to mention, we are looking for sponsors for the racing, and there might be some sponsors out there who are looking to expose people to their business. So please make use of our service. We're looking for sponsors, but we also offer standalone ads. But if you subscribe to my selections, this is how you will get it every day. You'll get your selections, your pick six, your PA, trifectas and quartet, value day, and so on. And we also offer a daily patent, which you can play each way for small. If they're coming, they do. If they don't, you're not losing the house. So that is then our preview for today, our homework. So now let's go and have a look at the day's racing. Now, normally we look to start our thing off. We look at the previous day's results. Now, yesterday at Greyville was a bit of a disaster. Um, we had the first few races, juveniles and so on, and they were won by uh, second favorites, no problems. Then in race 3, a first timer won, Fight Song. Not a first timer, but he improved from his previous race and he won at paying 15 and 20. Then in race number 4, our first selection, our outright selection, Hot Money, won a nice race. We did say in our video, Bold Move is a big runner. So the exact of the paid 21, that's not a bad return. And then in race number 5, El Bolero got a jockey change. Jockey got injured. They got a new jockey, and that jockey won. That paid 16 and 50. And this is where the whole thing started. In Tarzan, there was a support for Tarzan. He was like 8 to 1 early in the morning, but he jumped and paid 4 and 20 a win. He went nearly start to finish. Then in race 7, the horse that was at the bottom of the betting, the right down at 40 to 1, Duck the Orange, came through and he won this race. And I mean, this horse was under sufferance in the weights and everything. But yeah, strange things happen in racing, and that is just the way it is. Then something strange happened. This gold hard cash won race 8, but it only paid 14 and 50, but at the bookmakers, this horse was anything from 53 to 1. You could get 40 to 1 on this horse. And yeah, this race was really the race that knocked everybody because, once you get a quartet of 29,000, and even in race 7, a quartet paid 59,000, massive payouts. So not a lot of people caught that. Then, guys, in race number 9, and this is what I keep on saying to people, you need to listen to my preview. I did like the Terry horse. I think it was number 2, and I really thought that's going to run a big race, but unfortunately didn't. But I did say in my preview, and I repeated it quite a bit, that Divine Captain do have a very good chance to win this race. So if you followed my advice, and uh, even though I had the number 2 as the first, but I did tip the Divine Captain as one of my outsider selections, and that duly arrived paying 53 Rand 50. This is just caught my eye, a pick free paying 55,000 Rand. Wow, you don't always see that happening. So yeah, and here the pick free paid 16,000. Man, what a payout. So yeah, that was a bit of a difficult day. Hopefully today at Turffontein it will go better. The pick six was, most of it was a carryover. The the PA paid 1,700 Rand. The jackpot 68,000. The second jackpot 48,000. The buy put 2,500. So massive payouts, but hopefully it will go better today at Turffontein. So let's look at the betting on Turffontein. We have 10 races. The 10 races are, the first 6 races are maiden plates, and then there's 1 or 2 difficult handicaps. So let's have a look. As per normal, I don't tip in juvenile races. So the first 2 races are juveniles. I'm gonna just give you the betting for those who are interested. Number 8 Maximus 5 to 2, 9 to 2 F Squadron, Supreme Elevation 5 to 1. The time is now 7 to 1, 17 to 2 for yourself, 10 to 1 Ancient Rome, Forsheim 10 to 1, that ran a nice race last time, 16 to 1 Super Noir, 25 to 1 Our Planet and longer. And let's look at race 2. She's a Glow 53 to 20. That is short in the betting. Fortune Strydom combination, I suppose that will go close, but I haven't studied the form, so I can't really give you the any feedback there. 53 to 10, Spice Market, G for Go 4 to 1. I do know that this was really improved race last time, maybe 1 to follow. 16 to 1 Liverpool Legend, 16 to 1 Wanderers, 20 to 1 Flying First Class, and higher the rest. So let's now move on to race number 3. In race number 3, where we have 22 to 10 Marrakesh, 28 to 10 Gang Leader, 11 to 2 Iron Mike, 15 to 2 Curious, 10 to 1 Guy's Angel, Royport 12 to 1, Ash 20 to 1, and 20 to 1 Fresh from the US, and 25 to 1 and higher the rest. So let's look at the form. We start with race 3. I must say there's a few difficult races, even in the maiden place. There's not a lot of form to work on some of them, so it was difficult finding you the right selections. So in race number 3, we're going to start off, it is at 1200 meters, and let's have a look at some form. Number 1, Iron Mike, Pierre Strydom, always a danger. They're running on the inside track, so the draw might play a big thing. But Pierre Strydom is a master in overcoming the draw. He did ride the horse once before for the second, kept on for fourth. So this horse definitely in with a shout. Then number 2, Curious, Laird and Kumalo. They are getting a nice amount of winners. But yeah, I don't think this horse. I might eat my cake or have cake on my face afterwards. Drawn 12, not today. Then we move on to number 3. Number 3 is a byword. This is a stallion that has surprised me. He's thrown some nice foals by a Dice's mare, Royport. I do feel this horse can improve. It's getting -2.5. A nice outsider to put. I'm not sure the horse can win the race, but I think Royport is one of those horses that can maybe place and boost the quartet dividend. 14 Ash had the first time on the first run. Didn't show what much, was in the same race behind Lord Graham as Royport. So wait for improvement on that one. Then we're going to number 5, Fresh from the US. Did run a little bit improved race last time over the longer distance, also over the same distance. Let me just make sure. No, it's 12. It's a shorter distance. This race is 1200 meters. One over raced wide. What's for improvement? Gav's Angel ran a nice race on comeback behind Top Line, and then fluffed his lines behind Dark Tide last time. But I think this horse might improve. So throw into your quartets and so on. 7 Gang Leader is a 2-year-old first timer. I do see we just check the betting again. The horse is in the betting 28 to 10. I'm not sure about the horse's ability, but maybe it would be a good thing if you do include it, in your play. Watch the betting. Number 9, Marrakesh, also a 2-year-old soft falling rain, Murph. This horse has had some decent races, not too far off. But what I like about this horse is 22.9, 400 to finish, 23.3. And although that was just the 4 fastest, it was still a good finish. Because if you look at the time, 56.7, that's quite fast. And then behind Ram Chandandari Road, that horse I think ran again over the weekend and was placed 3rd, but she never went on. But now the horse is getting fitter, so I think this might be the danger horse and the horse that might pick up winning this race. Then we have another first timer, Duke of Marmalade, JJ van Vieren. As I said, it's difficult to judge these first timers, and you must watch the betting on them. The betting on Prince Alf is well, it's scratched. It wasn't scratched just now, so it must have been happened just now. Because I know when I checked now, it was still in the betting. So that now is a scratching. So don't worry about that one then. Then I think also an improver in this race might be your number 11, Tiger's Edge. Tiger's Edge has shown some pace. Paul Peter, where's that Tiger? I'm still having my thoughts about this Tiger. He has thrown a few winners, but I think we're gonna have to wait and see how they perform later on. So with the -2.5, this 11 Tigers Edge can be involved in the finish, or can be involved in the finish. Right. So then that is then race number 3. Let's move on to race number 4. Let's have a look at the betting quickly. The betting on race number 4. Number 9, Vesio 23 to 10. That's about 11 to 10, 12 to 10. Forward March 9 to 2. Veldflower 5 to 1. New Bell 10 to 1. Denim and G 16 to 1. Arabella Queen 20. Oksana 20. And 22 and higher the rest. So let's have a look at the form. Also a difficult maiden plate. Also horses who's got a lot of chances. Number 1, Veldflower. He's a ex-Cape Town horse. And I think if this horse doesn't need a run, he might be troubling the leaders or trouble the judge. I just want to confirm the distance again. The distance is 1,200 meters. So this is a fillies and mares maiden plate. So let's have a look again here at number 1, Veldflower. Nicely bred. A trippy out of Kalelo Me. Kalelo Me, not bad breeding. I do like the breeding. This horse has run some decent races. Now, first time out, I know that Baden Boters did get horses from Cape Town before, and then he won the first time out of them. So definitely a horse that you need to look at, and I think in the betting it is currently 5 to 1. So keep your eye out for that one. Then number 2, New Bell. It looks like this horse is going to start improving, but has run over further, bringing it now back to 1,200 meters. Last time out, it was up there, but then it faded in the finish. Then number 3, Set and Match. Nathan Klink riding. And if we look at number 3, sorry guys, sometimes I have a problem scrolling up and down of this screen. Let me just get it back to number 3. Okay. All right. Number 3, Set and Match. Has been running there and thereabouts. And yeah, also wears that Tiger out of a Kalmir. Maybe throwing, it's drawn 12, just maybe back ends of quartets. For Arabella Queen, Arabella Queen has also had a number of races, already 10 races, a third and a second and a third, but has been also running from the front. And the problem is with this going at the moment that we're having, sometimes horses goes to the front and they don't stop. So number 4, Arabella Queen, definitely a horse that can surprise. Currently 20 to 1, minus 2.5, can go to the front and stay on. So include into your pick 6. 5, Pascal's More has shown here and there a flash of, but not today, I think. Hello Happiness has been there and thereabouts, but drawn 2, that is advantage, but wait for improvement. The horse that I want to get to is number 9, Veso. This is a Porter Palace by Avami, shown run well, but hung in the last 400 meters, drawn 3. Now, as I always say, I sometimes do have a problem with horses that run well in their first race, and then coming out on their second race, they don't perform as well. So there's always a danger like with number 9, Veso, but we'll keep our thumbs and hope that this horse can repeat its first run. Forward 1 also run first time. Just something I want to draw your attention on. These 2 horses ran a week after each other. Now, number 9, Veso, ran 24 to 7, 400 to finish. Okay, it wasn't hanging in, so maybe they can overcome that problem. That shouldn't be a problem. And then Rises 1 ran 23 seconds, so 1.7 seconds fastest, 400 to finish. 23 is not bad on 400 meters. So forward march can be number 9 is the biggest danger. So definitely a horse that you need to include into your play. Then another dangerous horse I want to point out to you is number 11, Oksana, Stephen Moffat, Futura. This horse came back after the race and ran an improved race. It's also -4. Behind Toto, was given every chance, was there and thereabouts. Not too bad, 400 to finish, 24.2. It is acceptable for fastest 400 to finish. So definitely a horse to keep in mind. And I think this horse is like currently 20 to 1, so that will be a nice outsider. There you go, Oksana, 20 to 1. Steve Moffat, always a trainer to, keep an eye on. So that is then race number 4. Let's move on to race number 5. Race 5 is a maiden plate over 1200 meters. Let's look at the betting first. Race 5. Here we have a first timer, Winter Dreams from Andrew Fortune. So you have to watch that one. Number 1, Hot Gossip, 28 to 10. Samoa 11 to 2. Gypsy Women 9 to 1. 11 to 1 time has come. Lady Nisha 11 to 1. Double odds 13 to 1. 13 to 1 Flying Wall 25 to 1. Let There Be Light and Longer the Rest. So let's have a look at the betting here. Number 1, Gossip has run a few nights, coming back after the rest. Ferrara's on board for Mr. Nieuwenhuizen. Difficult to say after this race. We can come in and do have a chance. So not to believe out. Number 2, Double Odds, Joey Soma. Those horses run a few places here and there over longer distances. Maybe one for the back ends of the quartets. Now, number 3, Samoa. It's a global one. It's okay. Come on. The only problem with number 3, Samoa, has drawn 14, and it ran behind Golden Year. So in the previous race, if that horse of Assie wins there, then this one can also be followed. This horse is always there and thereabouts, but just always seems to find somebody to beat it. Unfortunately for the draw today, that might be not in his favor, but I do think it has a good chance to win today. But yeah, except for the draw. Number 4, Gypsy Women. Ran okay first time out in July, and then it had a long race, and then came out in September, and then came out now, ran behind Olivine, but did fade over the last bit. Now running 200 meters shorter, and I think number 4, Gypsy and Women, can be involved in the finish. Number 6, Time Has Come, also Andrew Fortune horse. That showed some pace last time out. Now getting the -4. That was in a work riders. 24 seconds last for the finish, not too bad. And with the -4, can definitely be a contender in this race. When we move down, I just want to get to it. Here's the first timer they have. This is a Lucifer Symphony of Joy by Argosy. I don't know if it must have shown something for it to be priced up at that price. So just keep your eye out for the betting. If you're looking for another horse that can be improved, Let There Be Light, maybe size to -2.5. Just chuck this into the back end of your quartets. I've got a feeling that this horse might improve after the rest. So just gooi that in 11 day. Let There Be Light, put that in the back end of your quartets. We then move on to race number 6, which is a maiden plate over 2,600 meters, which is always difficult because you don't know what the pace is going to be. But let's look at the betting first. Here we have the betting. Number 1, Romantic Era, 9 to 2. Pacific Dream 9 to 2. Hellocentric 11 to 2. Capjack 11 to 2. 13 to 2. Vision Near 13 to 1. Grey Street 15 to 2. Sacred Door 15 to 2. And then 33 to 1 the rest. So let's have a look quickly there. Yeah, it's another open maiden plate. Horses with chances. Number 1 is the favorite. Yeah, did ran some decent races, but I mean it's not like you would run to the bookmaker and get your bets on before the price shortens. It is in with a chance. It is a favorite, but I think it can be beaten. Royal Siege has run a few places here and there, but also another horse that inspire any confidence to back. That has got advantage getting the -4. Then we look at number 3, Pacific Dream with Silvano by a Bluebird mare, and I think this might be improver. This costs 300,000 rand. Brian Ayaba rides drawn 1. Did show some improvement last time out. We'll have to see if the horse can do the distance, but I'm sure on that breeding that might not be a problem. Number 4, Cap Jack, same trainer as number 3, and Jackson out of a National Assembly gelding has run one place, fourth over 2,400, but a little bit behind. I think we'll have to improve, but can be an improver. Then the horse that I think that might go in today is Steve Moffat's Grey Street. This horse has been placed and running on this distance and sometimes shorter. Just got beaten there by Maroon Bells um, on over 2,400. Unfortunately, it's not a Val, it's Turffontein, but I do think that the longer distance will suit this horse. Craig Bantam riding this horse for the first time, nicely drawn 4, and I think that this is the horse to beat. Sacred Dawn, Awaited Dream by Galileo May might be improver. Yeah, so definitely, but a problem drawn 14 again. And so I think this is what I will want to tell you about race number 6. Let's move on to race number 7. Race number 7 is a handicap, Class C, bid rating 82 over 1,800 meters. Let's look at the betting. Also one of those open races where they bet 4-1 the field. Our man in Havana 4-1, Sealand Zest 4-1, Atomic Blonde 5-1, Follow My Path 11-2, 9-1, Sell High, Shogun 11, Banana Breach 15, Scent of Evening 18, 20-1, and longer the rest. So let's look at this race quickly. Um, Yeah, as I said, in this race, horses with chances. Number 2, Shogun hasn't seen the winning box now for 551 days, but always competitive. As we see, this was an average merit rating of 82. This horse has competed against stronger. So Shogun, look for orders for his granddad and Paul Peter. Drawn 1, always a chance. Not a horse that I will leave out of any of my tales. Popsicle Toes, yeah, this horse showed so much promise, but somewhere along the line, something went wrong, and this horse is not training on. But sometimes you'll see that this horse is like they won, and in one other stage, this horse will strike probably some form and win 2 or 3 races. And this just the way it happens. I do believe this horse has got ability, but it doesn't seems to get there. And yeah, keep your eye out for this one. Maybe throw this in the back end of your quartets today. Scent of Evening hasn't run over this distance, but has done a 2,000 last time, faded over the 200 last 200, might be in with a chance. But also again the draw 12. A Man in Havana is the favorite. Beep is training. Yeah, this horse runs well, but did run in a little bit lower divisions, and yeah, it ran in this divisions now behind Christopher Robin. Hell of a ride, does have a chance. You can't discard it. The score is consistent, so don't leave out. Then I want to talk about number 6, Atomic Blonde. Master of My Fate, Slightly Blonde by Indigo Magic. It's getting 56.5 minus 2.5, drawn 5. And yeah, I think this horse last time out 23.9. But I do feel that this horse can be the improver of the race over this distance. And I feel that this might be the horse with the best winning chance in this race. Zealand Z always there and thereabouts, running good races and then not so good races, but always a contender drawn 2. So definitely a horse that you would throw into your quartets. and your pick sixes. Number 8, Bahana Breach. Now, this horse, Flower Alley out of it, belonged to me. I think this horse is well bred. I like the look of this horse. The day when he won its race uh, with Latin Opus, Mr. Alistair Cohen nearly screamed out of his skin, and I was glad for him. Then they ran it in the Derby trial, I do know they said the going that day was good, but if I'm not mistaken, that to my mind, it was more yielding. They gave it a rest. This horse is coming back, and I'm expecting a big run from this horse. The only problem, draw 13, but do not leave this horse out of any of your play. Might definitely come up and surprise you. Then I want to move on to race number 8. Race number 8 is a merit rating 69, handicap 1450, A93. Let's look at the betting. We have number 7 Fired Up. I see just now it was 2-1, now it's 19-10. Beneview 9-2, King's Archer 13-2, 008 7-1, Nordic Rebel 7-1, Karina 7-1, Unagi 18-1, Shukamusa 18-1, 18-1, Storm Gamorba, Dandelion, and Captain Curtis I see is now scratching. So let's look at this race quickly. Also a very also a difficult race to access. But yeah, I think 008 is always running on. I'm not sure about the distance. We'll have to wait and see. But with the -4, can be involved in the finish. I see it has had to run over 1400 meters behind Running Brave, Runabout Celtic Sea, so Marshall. So can be, if it gets the distance, can be a contender. Unagi, what a horse. This horse has got, 6 races, but he was really a champion horse. And as I say, maybe he's getting a little bit older, but the ability is always there. He can come up and surprise. Captain Curtis was scratched. Nordic Label ran 2 races in a row, but last time out didn't run too well, but did won a bullet rating 92, which is about this class. So watch out for this one for maybe including your quartets. Dandelion did disappoint last time, the last 2 times, but he's always one that can surprise, but maybe not today. And then I want to speak to number 6, Shukamusa. Those horses haven't seen the first box for 754 days. My goodness. It really is due for a win. Now, if you look at this horse, he always runs against some stiff competition, 102, 97, 103, 99. And definitely a horse that can, if it doesn't win, it can place. It had 4 runs, a win, a second, and a 4th over this distance. Only thing the draw, but a nice horse to include. It's long price. If it does come into your quartets, it will make it pay, and you'll be standing in a payout queue laughing. The favorite in this race is number 7, Fire Up. And yeah, I'm going to go with him, but not with big confidence. I won't say this is the horse you can put the money on, but he has won 2 races over this distance, course and distance, one first and 1 second. Last time out behind full mast, it was not a bad field, and I think drawn 8, look for Ferraris on top. Yeah, I think this is the horse they have to beat. Number 8, Beneview. I don't think this horse knows which is his best distance, because then he runs over this distance, then he runs over that distance, and I know early on they tried him even over longer distance, but can be the biggest opposition to number 7, Fired Up. And then you get to number 9, King's Archer, 8-year-old, but he still knows how to run well, gets -2, drawn 4, can also be involved in a finish. Then I want to talk to number 10, Carino, a young horse, a filly, Duke of Marmalade by Jetmaster. This Stratos has flown some good winners, well bred, won her first race by 8 lengths. Now I can tell you any horse that can win a race by 8 lengths, doesn't matter how the opposition is, must have ability. Then it ran behind Eskimo Kisses. Eskimo Kisses has won again, I think, after that. And now it came back after the rest. I feel it just needed that run. And today over the 1450, I think that this horse can be involved in the finish, although it's drawn 10, but I do feel that they have a chance. Number 11, Storm Commander. It's also won a maiden recently, weight for improvement, and carries a half a kilogram overweight. We now move on to race number 9. Race number 9 is also fillies and mares, 92 handicap, class B, 84, 1600 meters. Let's look at the betting. Another open race where they're betting 4-1 the field. Now you see me 4-1, 92 heartstrings, Destiny Games 11-2, Meerkat 11-2, Flying High 13-2, Circle of Latitude 17-2, One Pretty Border 10-1, Give Me Hope 12, and Bullseye 14-1. Then the Scratching Tartan Dancer, Diorama, and Countess Stretton. Now I want to look at number here. We'll have a look at number 1. It is a horse called Pretty Border. This horse, if you look at the company she's run against, Running Brave, Jacko Boy, Queen Supreme, Ronnie's Candle, Jet Start, Factor 50, Chatengo, Secret Poison, and then last time out behind Chariots of Gold. Now, I think on this 1600 meters, this horse getting -2. This horse is 10-1. I cannot believe that this horse is 10-1. To my mind, this must be one of the better bets of the day. Because if you look at that, Running Brave, Queen Supreme, I mean, look at it. Grade A, Grade B, A, B, A, B, B. So I definitely think this horse is in with a huge chance. It is 10-1, and I would definitely have money, put money on this horse on an each way, because even on the each way, you're still going to get money. You're getting 17. You're getting where is it now? 21-2. You get 2-1 on the place. So if the horse lose, you can still get your money back. So this definitely will be a horse that I would be looking at to include in my play. I will do it. Fly High didn't run too well behind Chariots of Gold last time. Sorry, I want to get back to Fly High. Yeah, I think on this race, number 1 should finish in front of her. Then we move on. Destiny's Game, also a consistent place getter. Last time out behind just Jive Express slow, not striding out. Pierre Strydom riding. Pierre riding this horse definitely makes him a danger. He gets, he always runs a forward race, and he's running in his class. Although last time out he won, it was in the class 75. Now back against Avid 85, 84, but definitely with Pierre Strydom on can definitely be a contender. Hard Swings, has one over further, and you will have to see what it's going to do today. Although last time out it ran behind Summer Pudding in the future, so they brought it back. Yeah, definitely a horse with a chance, cannot discard. Circle of Latitude late is always there and thereabouts. Have won some decent races against lesser competition. Now a little bit up in class. Kumala, unfortunately, drawn 10. Bullseye, yeah, Bullseye to me, a little bit of form. Wait for improvement. And then we go to, sorry guys, as I said to you before, scrolling up and down of this thing is sometimes a real challenge. So we were here at Bullseye. Where is Bullseye now? Okay, here we are. Bullseye ran behind Sally Colt and Wiley Winch. Came back and then ran a second and unplaced. But yeah, it's one of those horses, Roy Magnus horses, you never know what they're going to do. They can come up with you like you won't believe. Have you ever looked here? Has run against Vistula and some strong opposition before. Yeah, Bullseye, but it has got a chance. But to my mind, there is horses with better chances, but I can be wrong. Give Me Hope, Joanna came out after the rest. It won a decent race last time out, was comprehensively beaten by Roucheleur in a lower division, and is running in now, but getting the -1.5, drawn 4, also in over some sort of a chance. Tartan Dancer scratched. Number 9, Meerkat. I like the breeding of this horse, and this was, it's difficult to assess this horse. It's his first run out of a maiden, So, but I do expect it to run a decent race. So keep your eye out on this one. Now you see me, now you don't. Now, I can tell you this. I see this jockey has ridden it once and won with it once. But I think the jockey that this horse runs for is Pierre Strydom. I mean, if you have a look at this horse really runs for Pierre Strydom. So if Pierre Strydom was on this horse, I would have been much more confident. And I've got nothing against the jockey. He's a very good jockey. Machunyani, he won of the horse. The horse beat Rougeleux. Rougeleux came out and won by 5 lengths after that. So definitely in with a chance. But as I say, I do like number 1 more. But yeah, definitely without a chance. And it's a good price, 4-1. It ran second behind Lou Wayne. Lou Wayne is also in form. So now you see me can go in. Number 1 is just my preference. So let's move to race number 10, where we have a classified stakes over 1600 meters at D69. I'm still trying to find out what is a classified stakes, but it is like some sort of a stake race. And if you have a look here, they got number 10, Lou Wayne, is best weighted, 11, Sammy Musa, 9, Initiator, and Piccadilly Square. And Pucker Up is a reserve runner. So let's have a look at the betting. You have number 10, Lou Wayne, 5-1 the field, 5-1 Lou Wayne, Samurai Jack 6-1, Trent Master 6-1, War Jewel 8-1, Wakas 8-1, Piccadilly Square 10-1, 12-1, Sammy Musa, 15-1 Initiator, and 20-1 the rest. I'm not going to dwell too long on this race. This is race 10. It's not, doesn't form part of the exotic, so I'm just going to quickly run about those horses. In this race, my first preference is number 2, Samurai Jack. Samurai Jack, I think, is one of those horses that can improve. Came back, run behind 2 words. 2 words went to Natal, the 1 day, and then last time out over the 1600 meters, didn't run on too well, never went on, but I don't believe that. I can't believe that was the time. That must be wrong. But I think drawn 6, Alec Laird. Now they've surprised us quite a few times, and I think, to my mind, this is the horse that can win this race. Although it's carrying 62, but I just want to check something. 62, and the bottom weight is 53. So you're talking 9 kilograms. That is not too bad. Okay, then number 3, War Jewel, always also a nice horse. I do like this horse a little bit. Vincent Getterick's horse. What is going on here now? All right, so let's try this again. Something wants to pop up here. All right, so it has run behind Shango. Shango is now in the July. So Marshall is not a bad horse. So definitely Ward Jew is in with a chance. Flash Burn, and this is like a 69, and this also runs 78, 72, 79, 83, 101. Definitely a horse that you can't discard, and I would think one of the horses with a huge chance in this race. Trent Master has run has just won a maiden. I don't think today. Just want to scroll down. Wakas. It's also running some decent races. If you look there, 80, 75, 72 behind Roy Tom Louvain. Now it's running against Louvain again. And I don't know what happened last time. I'd say wide examined, so maybe you should ignore that race. But always also a horse that there and thereabouts. Now you got Louvain here. Louvain. I just want to quickly show you this horse. Lou was carrying 60. Louvain was carrying 57. Now Louvain is carrying 57, and Wakas is also carrying 57. So in theory, Wakas can't. No, Wakas is again carrying today 60. And Lou Wayne is carrying 57. So in theory, our cars can't beat Lou Wayne on paper. So yeah, Lou Wayne definitely in with a huge chance in this race, not to discard. I just want to move down to one last horse I want to discuss with you, and that's number 14, Piccadilly Square. Now, I can tell you this. I don't know if Pierre Strydom phoned for the ride or whatever, but it's not often that Pierre Strydom rides for Brett Weber. So, and I would think, according to the best weighted, Piccadilly Square is in the top 5. I also like the horse. So, with definitely with Pierre Strydom on, ran in a little bit higher division, and I think number 14, Piccadilly Square, I also give a huge chance. It has been 378 days since his last win. Yeah, it's had 45 runs, 3 wins, a number of places. But I think watch out for this horse today with Pierre Strydom. Pierre Strydom is back in form. He's the master. Whatever you can say about Pierre Strydom, he's one of my favorite jockeys, and he always tries hard. The only thing about that is drawn 11. If it wasn't for the draw, I would have made this horse my top selection. So that then brings us to the end of today's preview. I hope that I can guide you in the right direction and we don't have a day like we had yesterday. So have a good day's racing, and as I always say, break a leg.